Hi, my name is Chef Markus Elegino, and I'm a baking and pastry art instructor here at Moderne Culinaire Academy. And today we're going to show you how to take a boring old cheesecake into something where it seems like you bought it from a high-end patisserie, but you just made it at home. So, before we get to the decorating part of the cheesecake, let me show you how to make the perfect cheesecake. Now, when you're making a cheesecake at home, there's just a few things you want to remember when you're mixing the cheesecake. When you mix your cream cheese and your sugar, just keep in mind, you don't want too much air. So when you mix everything together, make sure you're not whisking it overly much, or you're not, beating it if you're using a KitchenAid mixer. You want to ensure that you're I would mix it with a spatula or with a paddle attachment in your KitchenAid. And you want to ensure that you just don't get too much air. That will allow you to get a really nice, silky, rich cheesecake. Now, another thing is when you bake it, of course you want to bake it in a bain-marie, which is a double boiler. So just having your cake pan, putting it in a pan that's slightly larger, and you want to put some hot water and bake it. And a good baking temperature is you want to bake it at, I would say, around 375 degrees Fahrenheit first for maybe 25 minutes, and then lower your temperature to around 325 and continue baking it. That will give you a really nice silky texture. And before taking it out, slightly open your oven a little bit with a wooden spoon to allow it to cool down. And then once your cake has cooled down, then you can pop it into the fridge and you'll get a perfectly silky cheesecake every time. All right? So here's a cheesecake, and you can see that, you can eat it like this with some whipped cream, some fruit on the side. But if you're gonna present it to your friends and you really wanna impress them, I'll show you how you can look like the top pastry chef, and it really doesn't take less than 5 minutes for you to make a really, really nice cheesecake. So you could say, here's a cheesecake, the sides, not that great. So here, I have the flavor we're gonna make today is a chocolate blackberry with dark chocolate, so it's really, really nice. So, keeping that in mind, what I'm gonna do on the sides, if you were gonna make an almond cheesecake, you can put toasted almonds on the side. Today, I'm gonna take some small dark chocolate chips. I'm gonna take my cheesecake. Now, don't be afraid to hold your cheesecake like this. Have a large bowl under you to take your chocolate chips. You just wanna grab them and stick it to the sides of your cheesecake. And that will cover that side of that cheesecake that maybe you think isn't so attracting. So just covering it, and it already gives it a certain type of elegantness that you would usually find in shops and other bakeries. So you can see, now I covered the sides with some chocolate chips. So I'm gonna put it back on my cake stand, right? And it's really nice having a large bowl, or you can put it over a large baking pan. That also works very well. So here I have the cheesecake with my chocolate chips on the sides. What I'm gonna do next is get some nice preserve. Now, a lot of people, they might use a pie filling or a very cheap type of jam. That you really wanna get a high fruit jam, so you really get the true essence of the fruit that you're using if you are making a fruit type of cheesecake. And today, here I have a nice blackberry preserve that I'm just gonna pour right on top of my cheesecake. Now, you definitely don't have to make it to any type of fruit. You can definitely make it chocolate, you can make it any type you'd like. And you can also make a preserve from home, and just ensuring that your fruits or your berries are at its ripeness stage. So I'm just putting it on top of like that. So we had some blackberry jam on top of the cheesecake. We're just gonna take a small offset spatula, right? And we're gonna just slightly move it across the cheesecake. Now you can also use a Lady Susan at this point. It'll make the job a lot easier. But here, since it's a very, very soft jam, I'm just gonna slightly adjust it with my spatula. And I'm just gonna move it around nice and even. I don't want too much to overpower the silkiness of my cheesecake. I just want just the right amount on top. So you can say that it's getting there. It's getting really, really nice, and it has a really nice aesthetic to it. But we're gonna take it just a step further. So here I have some normal creme chantilly, which is whipped cream, sugar, and a touch of vanilla. And I whipped it to a nice medium stiff peak. And here I have a circle tip. Now I'm gonna pipe. Now if you wanna see some more piping techniques, we do have a piping video that you guys can go check out. So here I'm gonna pipe right in front of me. Now when you pipe, you always wanna pipe where you can see. And you're gonna hold the bag 90 degrees forward. And we're gonna pipe some nice raindrops. Pipe, push out. So we're just going to go around piping your small little circles, or opposite raindrops, if I like to say. All right. Then to keep the aesthetic, because we have a chocolate and blackberry, what you want to do here, I have a piping bag filled with a little bit of dark chocolate ganache. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to alternately give a nice drizzle, but on half. This keeps it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Unlike if you did a drizzle on the whole entire cheesecake, you'll find it's a little bit heavy on the eye. And what I'm going to do is just take additional chocolate chips just to accent what we have on the side. And you can see from here, and then here I have some nice edible flowers that I'm just going to accent leaf by leaf, just to add a little bit of color. And you don't have to do this. You can put some fresh berries, would be really nice. Some fresh blackberries, since you have a nice fresh blackberry jam. But today, I have some nice, good blue edible pea flowers here. So here we have the cheesecake that we just drizzled, and we just put a little bit of our blue pea flowers, and now you have a cheesecake worth a patisserie level, as if you just bought it, but literally it took you less than 5 minutes to make. Now, I'm gonna show you how to properly slice a cheesecake so that when you do slice it, you can still present it at a very nice way. So you always wanna use a knife. Here I just dipped my knife in some hot water, and you wanna do a nice slice. And always clean your knife so that the actual residual stuff on your knife doesn't go into your next slice. So you want a nice wedge. All right. So we're gonna clean off our knife. Take a spatula. Right, so we have a nice silky cheesecake that we're just gonna put right on the plate. Then we're gonna take our piping bag with ganache, and we're just gonna put a little bit of flair to it. So again, keeping it on one side, we're just gonna put a back and forth motion, like we did on the cake, where we only did it on one half. Then we're gonna take just additional chocolate chips and put it around the side. And there you go. A cheesecake that's not only looks beautiful, but you presented it as beautiful as well. Again, my name is Chef Markus Elegino. I'm a baking and pastry art instructor of MCA. For more baking and pastry related videos, you can check out our YouTube page or our Facebook page. For workshops and professional classes, you can check out our direct link down below for a direct sign up. And once again, from the MCA kitchen to yours.